At my baby shower, laughter turned to silence. Glasses clinked. Streamers hung like bright lies. And then, my mother's voice cut through it all, sharp, commanding. Give your baby to your sister. She deserves it more than you. Your husband left. You can't raise a child alone. The room gasped. She raised her glass like a judge pronouncing sentence. My sister smirked. She's right. I'll take the baby. Then my mother reached for me, her hand hovering over my stomach as though possession could be transferred by touch. This child is hers now. The chatter stilled. The music stopped. I stood frozen, the center of a spectacle I never agreed to perform. Inside, something cracked. Not fear, not sadness. Something colder. I stared at her hand, at the smug tilt of my sister's smile. 1,000 memories crashed into me at once, her jealousy hidden in jokes, her desperate attempts to mimic my life, my clothes, even my husband's attention when she thought I didn't notice. And now, my child? They framed me as unfit, weak, alone, convenient. I felt the room's eyes pressing into me, waiting for collapse, for surrender. My mother wanted obedience. My sister wanted triumph. But what I felt was distance, a detachment like ice spreading under skin. They thought grief had softened me, that betrayal had broken me, that abandonment had left me desperate enough to hand over my unborn child like currency. They had miscalculated. I smiled faintly, sat down, said nothing. Let them believe I was cornered. Inside, I marked the moment. This was no longer family. This was theater, and I was done playing their script. In the days that followed, I became the quiet observer of my own dismantling. Phone records revealed late-night calls between my husband and my sister months before he left. Hotel receipts hidden under his name, but her card linked. The puzzle was never complex. It was insultingly obvious. I traced timelines, counted dates. When my pregnancy was announced, their communication spiked. When he walked out, her messages became daily. I didn't rage, I didn't confront. Instead, I documented. Every receipt, every call log, screenshots neatly organized. Then came the test. I needed certainty, the kind that would slice through lies with numbers. A DNA test on my unborn child, cross-matched against him. I already knew, but knowledge tastes different when confirmed in black ink. Days of waiting. I carried the child inside me, feeling each kick like a drumbeat against deceit. Smiled at my mother when she called with advice. Listened when my sister pretended kindness. All the while, the evidence grew. Quiet, icy, unstoppable. They believed they were winning, that silence meant surrender. But silence was strategy. The envelope arrived on a gray morning. Thin, ordinary. I opened it alone. 0% probability. He was not the father. The child they plotted to steal wasn't his at all. Their entire foundation, her smirk, my mother's demand, crumbled in that one number. I folded the paper carefully, felt its sharpness against my palm. That evening, my mother and sister came over, armed with gifts and false affection. They filled the air with plans, with how we'll all raise the baby together. I let them speak, let them savor the performance. Then I slid the paper across the table. My sister read first. Color drained from her face. My mother leaned in, eyes narrowing as truth cut through her certainty. No screaming, no accusations. Just silence so heavy it smothered the room. I sat back, calm, watching. You wanted this child, I said softly. You plotted. You celebrated my husband leaving so you could step in. You thought betrayal entitled you to my blood. My sister shook her head, stammering, but her eyes betrayed her. She already knew. He wasn't hers either. I leaned closer, voice steady. This baby isn't his. Your theft was doomed before it began. Her lips trembled. My mother's face hardened, pride collapsing into shame. I didn't shout. I didn't cry. I simply stood, gathered my coat. At the door, I turned once more. You both tried to erase me, but all you've erased is yourselves. Then I left them in their silence, drowning in the truth I placed like a mirror before them. That night, I lay in bed, one hand resting on the quiet swell of my stomach. I thought of my child, not as prize, not as leverage, but as mine alone. I felt no grief for my husband, no longing for my mother's approval, no pity for my sister's emptiness. What they tried to take revealed more than betrayal. It revealed their hunger, their weakness, their desperation to consume what was never theirs. And it revealed me, cold, precise, unbroken. I closed my eyes, breathing evenly, as the child shifted inside me. They thought they could claim my blood, but in the end, I had severed theirs.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.